The New York Jets have made multiple sneaky moves for this team, adding on a player who is much needed right now for the squad, as the Jets are dealing with a ton of injuries to one position. And also the Jets have made a big time decision on a player who was a projected starter for this team, and we are going to go over all of it. If you saw me wiggling right there, I was trying to get my chair set up in the right direction. We're going to jump into all this, guys, but real quick, if you're part of that 68% that's not subscribed to Jets Digest, make sure to go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on a single New York Jets update. We have Jets updates coming out every single day on Jets Digest, breaking down all the latest news, rumors, trade reports, draft reports, and everything else in between on the Jets. If you want to say you know Jets football, this is where you go and learn all about that and tell all your friends to subscribe as we're nearing 7K. But let's jump right into it, guys, because Darren Mougey has been active as the New York Jets have made multiple moves for this team, making some changes ahead of the following week's game on Sunday. And frankly, guys, it is a very, very interesting time to make some moves right now for the Jets because the team is dealing with some injuries. We know they're at 9 losses. We know it's another losing season. All of that is already done. We've seen it, but at the end of the day, what we can still see is a New York Jets team that could put out a good product and also just still be competitive. And Aaron Glenn has said multiple times they have no plans on just losing games. Their job is to win and that they're going to try to win. And Darren Mougey, though he's the GM and obviously strategically would like to tank, the Jets did just make a move adding a player onto their roster. While the Jets have had a bunch of injuries to their defensive backs, they now have added some more depth onto their team with their newest move. As it was announced by Rich Cimini that some Jets roster moves have happened as they have signed veteran cornerback Samuel Womack to the practice squad, a 5th-round pick by San Francisco in 2022, most recently with Tennessee. He has 10 career starts, and the Jets have cut wide receiver Brandon Smith as well. Smith appeared in 3 games for the Jets throughout that time as well. So the Jets have made some moves, and the Jets commented on these moves saying Womack, who's 5'10 and 198 pounds, appeared in 5 games with the Tennessee Titans this season and had 4 tackles and 1 pass defense. With the Colts in 2024, Womack played in all 17 games and made 8 starts, totaling 36 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 9 pass defenses. A 5th-round pick out of the San Francisco 49ers in the 2022 NFL Draft, Womack, a Toledo product, appeared in 23 regular season games for the 49ers in 2022-23 and collected 18 defensive tackles, 14 solo, 1 tackle for loss, 2 pass defenses, 1 interception, and 1 forced fumble with a fumble recovery, and added 8 special team stops as well. In 3 postseason contests with the 49ers, he totaled 3 solo tackles and 2 special teams tackles. This is a guy who's bounced around between special teams and also the cornerback position. And with the Jets are thin on corner, so he would be one of the Jets' backup cornerbacks while also having a focus on special teams. The Jets have one of the greatest special teams statistically in history this season, and it has been an absolute pleasure to watch. It's been one of the best things about football. If you just watched each team's special teams, you'd think the Jets are maybe the best team, or you'd think they are the best team in the NFL. Their special teams are unbelievable. The problem is the rest of their team, not unbelievable. Or yeah, they're not unbelievable. They're not unbelievably bad. They're just bad. They're regular bad. So when we look at that, it definitely is interesting to see the Jets continue to work, and I do think this is more of a special teams thing anyway. The Jets saw cornerback, a position that often does get moved to special teams a lot of the time, whether you're trying to block kicks or return punts and kickoffs and all that good stuff. That is the type of stuff that we usually see special teams or cornerbacks and special teams out there for. Quick guys who can blow it up and try to get a block, or obviously, ever drop back in case there's a fake, but we know fakes are kind of less and less common as time goes on, unfortunately, because they are one of the most fun plays in football, as we all know. But in regards to Womack, he has had an interesting NFL career because he did start 8 games for the Colts last season. The Colts were short on defensive backs for a while until trading for Sauce Gardner, who, as we all know, we know where he came from, and he did have 2 interceptions in that time. The Jets, they have been looking for an interception by any means necessary, and Womack, doesn't have one this year, but does have 3 on his career, and in only 10 career starts. That's honestly pretty impressive. At the very least, I'm impressed. The man has been a solid tackler as well for the position. In his 8 starts, he did have 36 tackles, and 26 of them were solo. So it's good to see any cornerback who's willing to make a tackle, because some aren't. No, that is not a shot at Sauce Gardner. That is a shot at many cornerbacks who just don't want to tackle, even though it's part of football. And it is what it is. Some guys just want to defend the pass by all means necessary. And frankly, I really hate when that happens. And I they should be sent right off to jail, like you hear that siren outside my apartment right now. But with all that in mind, it is interesting to see because Womack has mostly struggled throughout his time in the NFL. As we see this tweet from December 16th, 2024, so exactly 2 weeks short of a year ago, exactly 50 weeks ago, Deommodore Lenoir, who was rumored to go to the Jets back over a year ago, me and Matt actually did a video on that back in the day. And on top of that, he was the 15th ranked cornerback in coverage grade on 433 coverage snaps, and 2 spots behind him was Samuel Womack with a 72.9 on 353 coverage snaps. Both have allowed 63.3 of their targets to be caught. So overall, there's some it's interesting when you look at Womack. He's got potential as a pass defender, but thus far he hasn't really been able to find it. But the Jets clearly do see something with him that they wanted to bring in. They like his game. They like that he's a veteran, and the Jets have thought about bringing in some veterans recently. Their cornerback room is very, very young. I mean, Brandon Stevens is an NFL veteran, of course, but he's also been excellent, by the way. But Azareye'h Thomas, who is a rookie corner, is on the other side of things right now. And Malachi Moore is starting at strong safety, where he is also a rookie. And then Quantez Stiggers is out there as well a good amount. And he has mainly, and he's in a second year, but he didn't really play at all last year as well. So this is not his de facto rookie season. It is his second year. I mean, he was a later pick. That's what happens. But at the same time, Stiggers is not a super experienced corner as well. So bringing more experience to this team is going to be very, very helpful. Now, Jarvis Brownlee is questionable. Jasir Taylor has jumped in as that nickelback when he has... I had the How You Remind Me song get stuck in my head when Brownlee was out. So Jasir Taylor actually did look quite solid as well in that role also, I might add. But it has been a good amount of moves happening thus far. And Azareye'h Thomas specifically, who has stepped in, has been incredible. He does, as mentioned by Michael Naney, a Jets rookie cornerback, Azareye'h Thomas has gone 5 straight games with a pass deflection, tied for the 3rd longest streak by a Jets rookie. 1 away from tying Darrelle Revis and 2 away from tying Sauce Gardner's record with 7. So Azareye'h Thomas is showing that he is a very, very good corner. Despite the fact that his draft stock fell because of the speed issue, that he didn't run a good 40 time, he is proving that he did deserve to be a higher draft pick, and the Jets definitely did get a steal there. But the Jets also made another move as well. As it was mentioned by Samini that they also waived defensive tackle Brian Cowart from the injured reserve. Before his preseason injury, Cowart was in line for a starting/key backup role, and the expectation is that Cowart would be a starter with the Jets. And he had a rough go-around at last year. I mean, we saw this even get mentioned back in March in the offseason that Cowart graded out as the 2nd worst defensive player on a horrid Bears team, on a hard Bears front 7, I should say. And, I mean, shout out to Cali Jets for mentioning this. Cowart was quite rough. His PFF grade was not good at all. So, obviously, this is not one of the moves that's like breaking your heart. He also did get injured. He was supposed to be the starter, and honestly, I'm not happy he got injured at all. I'm never happy that someone got injured. But the Jets just don't need Cowart at all, because when we look at the top pass rushing defensive tackles since Week 10 post the Quinnen Williams trade, what we've seen is the only person better than Ja'Wan Briggs at pressures and the pressure rate is none other than the man the Jets traded for a 1st, a 2nd, and also a kind of an untapped, hopefully potential guy as well at the defensive tackle spot. But Ja'Wan Briggs has been 2nd right behind Quinnen, and I mean, the man has been absolutely awesome. He makes you realize you don't need to go out there and make another move for the defensive tackle spot, as you already have one locked up with Briggs. Also, not to mention that Harrison Phillips has been very, very solid as well for the Jets. Does this mean their defensive tackle position is great? No, not at all. But Ja'Wan Briggs looks like an absolute future star of this team, and I do have a video coming out on that very, very soon, so you want to make sure to stay tuned for that and to be subscribed so you don't miss that video, guys, because there is a lot of good stuff coming on this channel that you don't want to miss out on. We're also going to do more live streams as time goes on. I know I did the one at the trade deadline. We are going to try to get at least one watch along in this season. That'll become a mainstay on the channel next year. Outside of that, guys, I'm not going to waste your time. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Jets.